should be fine actually.
Okay. We trust the process.
Hope for the best.
Trust
Yeah,
the
hope for the
process.
best.
Trust the process.
As
The
things
process of post-editing.
Yes. Oh my God. No.
Yes,
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oh,
Hello, and welcome back to It's a Taurus Thing, the podcast about today's horoscopes and all things relatable. I'm your male Taurus host, MZ.
It's your girl Kate.
It's me, Davey.
And for today, the season of Virgo.
Woo!
Virgo!
Oh wow.
Just
Chanting.
No one's Virgoing with me.
Oh, there is. We do have one Virgo.
That's why.
We have an in-house
Yes, sir.
Virgo.
Now the in-house gets to be all over.
Virgo. It's funny because I don't really agree with the Virgo stereotypes.
Oh.
Can you name some Virgo
And by the way, her name
We
is
can-
Marjo.
Oh, sorry, my name is Marj! Oh my gosh, I didn't
Or Marj.
I'm Banksy. I wasn't supposed to introduce
We're not
myself.
supposed to. I was just
fine, that's
you went on
fine.
the tangent like, I gotta listen to this. Wait.
Yep, my
We
name
gotta
is
do our
Marj.
job first. We gotta do our
Wait, wait,
job.
Damn it. I was so humble, I didn't want to introduce myself.
Honestly, I take it. I like it more.
That's better that way.
It works.
Well, the stereotypes for Virgos are usually that.
What is a stereotype of a Virgo?
They say we're supposedly organized,
Yes.
which I think not, because I'm
okay.
really not.
Are you?
it's-
First
I'm
of
okay
all,
with it.
Are you an August or a September Virgo?
September.
Oh, that's okay.
Her face gave a stank face.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
technically Adrian is a September Virgo as well.
No,
so,
I am.
You know.
I like how you went technically.
Technically.
I literally
What is
am.
it?
Literally.
31st first kind of situation.
No, I literally am.
Well, before we get into the whole topic, then, do you believe in zodiacs? I kind of want to know now.
Actually, it's so funny because all of my close friends,
Uh-huh.
every time we hang out, we always say something about zodiacs.
Oh, for real?
Wow.
Holy shit!
For real?
I didn't know that.
Shout out Bruno Mars.
No,
Okay.
seriously, it's like parang. Oh wait, am I?
It's
fine,
fine.
it's fine,
It's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
okay.
Alright. It became like a habit. Like,
Oh.
like non-conscious habit. Like, for example, I would say something. Oh, you're such a Virgo, because but my rising is a Leo.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
So
She's
my
deep.
friends would be like, "That's such a Leo thing to do."
Oh,
Or
wow.
like,
I
boy.
like that they actually use it.
yeah, and then every time we say something about zodiacs, we would always put a disclaimer, saying that
Wow.
parang
PSA.
like I'm not trying to stereotype
Ah.
based on the zodiacs, but that's such a Leo or a Virgo thing to do.
These are your friends from high school or what?
High
Further back.
school from USJ.
Everybody.
Oh.
Like literally,
Uni
yeah.
classmates as
My
well.
closest circle, we always end up talking about zodiacs. It's so
Wow.
weird.
What up, my Virgo?
It's so weird. Like, for example, we would say that
I mean, you've been.
we find it hard to be friends with Scorpios.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Shout
Or-
out.
Or Taurus could be stubborn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We accept. Although Tauruses are very good compatible to
Virgos.
Virgos, yes.
Exactly, because my exes are more,
Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
they're Taurus.
I guess I'm gonna
But
be your
anyway.
ex.
Gang, gang.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's like a fun topic.
Oh, okay. You know,
Yeah.
it's very refreshing to actually have a guest once in a while who do like the idea of horoscopes and who do believe horoscopes, because
Really?
that's not a normal thing.
But the thing
For
is,
real?
at least you're saying you have fun with it.
Mhm.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
technically answer that. Do you believe us in hardcore?
Oh yeah, true. In terms
But
of
it seems like you've
belief.
studied it quite well.
I know, right? The way that she
For
explained
you,
it, like
for you to
damn.
just start calling people, hey, you're such a Leo. Did you know that's a very Leo thing to do right there?
It sounds like we have a
Yeah.
backup
Yeah.
resource.
It's like
Uh-huh.
you studied it enough to just start throwing
They had a
things.
full course, 4-year course about it.
Jesus.
It's not that we studied it, but personally, I have another obsession besides horoscopes. It's called
Which
the
are?
16 personalities.
Mhm.
Ah, okay.
It's like the ENFP.
Yeah.
You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
I did mine,
Was it
and
Enneagram?
I was an
Was it-
INTP, I think. Is it that one?
Ooh.
Is it not?
You're so you.
No, I was an
Is that the
ENTP.
Myers-Briggs-
Sorry, I was an
Myers-Briggs?
extrovert.
Think so.
Extrovert.
Yeah.
Okay, and you kind of base your decisions more with thinking instead of being impulsive with your emotions.
Yeah, I can.
Then you're a T.
I was
for
an
sure.
ENTP.
Should we do it
I
again?
think I got a B. I feel like I I have to
Should
do
we
it again though.
retake?
Yeah.
I technically have to do it again.
It's
Really?
such a long thing though.
'Cause
Like we don't.
Yeah,
we can't
it
do
is
it in a
actually.
podcast.
Like it would be like a pause for 10
Pretty
minutes.
much.
like-
Not 10 minutes.
Not 10.
Not-
No, the
It took a while trying to figure me
Yeah.
out. But every time I've done it for the past few years,
Uh-huh.
I've noticed I've become more, what's I again?
Introvert.
Introvert.
Same.
Yeah.
Actually, same.
It keeps changing, so I'm like,
It does actually.
That feel.
I'm like the opposite of the way you kind of base your decision.
oh,
Like I'm an
Impulse?
ENFP. Not
Ah.
really exactly impulsive, but more like
it leans toward.
leans toward
Okay.
like I feel more. I have a tendency to feel more. I can
Mm.
be sensitive. I can be.
Oh.
I like. It's kind of a trait of a people pleaser.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
sometimes people think that people pleaser is like a negative thing,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
But it's actually just a description. Like
It's a way of thinking.
yeah, exactly.
It's a way of
Sometimes
life.
it's
It's a way of life. It is a way of life.
Exactly.
I like to please my people the way I like. I don't know where
Calm
to go
down.
with that. I have no idea where to go with that.
Where are you going,
I
Michael?
have no idea where to go with that.
I think the one
Like my
thing
coffee, I don't
when
know.
I took that
Please.
when I took that test because
Yeah.
I thought that I was always an extrovert. Like
Okay.
ever since back in high school, I've always like, I was an extrovert.
Mm.
But I guess things changed since then. Cause in the scale, cause there's like the 1 to 100 thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like almost in the middle.
So like an ambivert.
Yes. Like,
Same.
is that what you call it? Ambivert? But
Yeah.
I was very
Yeah.
in the middle. I think
Both.
I was 52 extrovert and 48
Yeah.
introvert. So it's very
So
like
2%
straight in the
Almost
middle.
Something
enough.
missing.
Yeah. Oh, something missing.
So
Almost.
2% neutral.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is exactly the same. Actually, they
Mm.
say I'm very obsessed with this 60%.
It's fine.
Well, clearly.
Anyway, it's like ENTP and
Mhm.
ENFP are the most introverted extroverts.
It's so confusing. Wait.
Should I like rephrase that?
I don't know.
Most introverted extroverts.
Extroverts.
Yeah.
Take it as you will.
Yeah. But I
It's true.
feel the same as like Michael. Like I think it's because like, don't you think maybe in Macau our life is so boring that we started.
You
No.
don't even have to explain more. It's until there.
It's like
Life
period.
is so boring.
Like we started cigar drinking when we were really young,
Yeah.
right? It's like we didn't have much options.
Why,
to
Michael?
Have fun.
What's the young? What age did you start drinking?
Yeah, what age?
At the age of 18.
Mhm.
As a-
Fuck you! You did not start
No way.
at 18,
As a
Michael.
responsible adult.
You did not.
No way.
We all
No
have
way.
air quotes 18s here.
I started at 13.
We all
13,
started
yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I think I was 13
should be,
too.
should be.
And like
No, sorry,
since
younger.
we started so early,
Mhm.
I feel like
You grew up so early?
don't
grew
you
up-
think so? Napa?
I
We
do
grew
feel
up-
that. Yeah, I do feel that sometimes. But then we would be with other friends that I feel like do they not realize that we have to grow up at this point?
Yeah,
Like,
some people.
Sorry, shout out to no kidding. Kidding, I'm kidding.
Beep.
Gang.
I don't. Yeah, you don't need to post that. I'll be your like manual beep. So considerate, right?
I love it.
Like a guess, is she gonna say something? Oh, bleep.
But yeah, the whole reason why we ask you that is because I don't know. First of all, have you actually listened to any of our episodes?
I did.
Oh.
Yes, actually. I did with Cholo.
Ah,
'Cause I was
shout
like-
out to Cholo.
I was really interested in the
What, Michael?
what is that? Beep.
Okay, and
No,
then
I was really interested in, I guess the LGBT part,
Mm.
especially.
Yeah.
Which is, I think something that we need in Macau, right? But also like with the Lululemon cult. That was
Oh
like,
my God, the-
What did you
The
call it?
sweats.
Yeah.
The
yeah, like I was like,
Sweat
ooh.
sesh.
I think like what really caught my attention to
Mm.
listening to that podcast was the head title. I was like,
oh, the title,
Yeah.
Sweat Session.
so it's like very, I know, I'm clickbaiting. You know?
We got
That's what
one.
I live
Yo.
for.
There are ways, yo.
That's what I live for. Clickbait the shit out of
And
my podcast.
every time Nick posted it on his
Oh, yeah.
story,
Yeah. Oh my God!
It-
Shout out again to
yeah.
number one listener, Nick.
always listening, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I want to watch this too. Like, yeah. And I think there was another video that I watched. I just forgot, but
Mhm.
like,
Was it recent or was it long time ago? Or?
It was recent. What's the most recent one?
Well, as of
Lourdes,
now,
Nico.
recording, the most that came out is Lourdes' episode.
Yeah.
29. 29. But before that, we had the siblings, the very first
Yeah,
video
the
form
video.
that we
Yes,
did.
that one.
Oh,
Wait. Your sibling,
Yeah, my sister.
and then
his
your
brother.
I watched that one because I was like, oh, that's something new that you
Yeah.
guys did, right?
Yeah.
It's like
We tried. We
Yeah.
tried.
something now out of the ordinary,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, that one was like really clickbaiting too because I wanted to see like how different your personalities were. Because I was telling you like how I'm obsessed with the 60
Mm.
Oh
personalities.
yeah, true. She would be the person who like pick into that type of thing.
Yeah.
The face does show more.
Yeah, but like
More personality.
Michael
than
and
my voice.
Apple,
Mm,
they
shout
have
out
a
to
very
Apple.
hi Apple beep.
You don't have to beep after shouting out.
No joking, you deserve a shout out. Anyway, Apple and him, they have a similarity in I guess the way they speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's a Zapanta when again.
it's like they have like if we in terms of like the graph, they'll be like whoa, you know, like their voice is like
It's just a speech
You know what?
pattern.
It's like-
like what
I bet if you time it, you'd actually see that.
yeah, exactly. If you see it on the graph, like you know the highest point is like the Zapantos.
Wow.
A compliment.
To be flattered.
She did say it's a compliment.
It's a
Yeah, man.
To
Take
be
it as you
flattered
will.
or not to be
compliment.
flattered. It's kind of like a.
It's a compliment.
And I took that personally.
It is.
It is a compliment because you don't have to post edit your voices too, right? And then I think
Technically,
with
we have to lower it. Might hurt people.
Yeah, true.
you and your sibling naman, that's the thing that I find it hard to distinguish because you
Very
guys are
different.
a bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like low key than the Zapantas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel.
Low key in terms of what though? Like what
Like
would you say?
very hard to type. Like cause this is an
Keyboard
interesting topic. Have you guys heard of the imposter syndrome?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys have.
Hell yeah.
I was listening to a podcast about that,
Me.
and then I was
All
like,
day,
"Oh
every
shit,
day
this
at
is
work.
so me."
Does that imposter syndrome? You think you have that?
I think I have that.
What's
Oh,
an imposter
shit.
I think
syndrome?
everyone has
you
it.
want to explain to Michael?
What's an imposter syndrome?
It's like when you play Among Us.
There's an imposter.
Where you're kind of sus.
You're kind of.
You're kind of
No,
And
where
you
you're
get-
in a situation
What
where
Sussy baka.
I'm a Photoshop this again where you're the
Here we go.
imposter.
With the
yeah.
Red one, let's go. Red
And
sus,
then
let's go.
we are the other team. No?
Yeah, we're-
I'll be the black one.
Oh wow. Okay, she's choosing, so I'll
Yeah,
be the
choo-
pink one. Like
With the flower.
the flower and the dog. Can we have both?
It's all about
Yeah, why
mini
not?
me.
Yeah, I
so,
was saying about like the imposter syndrome because like sometimes we present ourselves differently in other people and we are different how like internally. I guess that's the difference between the rising and the moon too,
Yeah.
right? Like the rising is what you come off as.
But the moon is
It's like
what
your-
your
Inner self.
inner
Inner
self.
self, right.
Wow, Michael, you know this?
Well,
I did my research, okay? Until we just decided this is too much to put in the pod. We'll keep it light. Sprinkle that in instead.
No, but I think Marj was really bringing a lot of points here.
Yeah, that's why.
Because I have to break it to you, and
Yeah.
since you have listened to a few of our episodes, we actually don't really believe in this.
A lot of people don't as well.
No, because it started off as me and MZ being both Tauruses, and I
Yeah.
would always tease him when we do something very similar. I'd be like, "Oh, it's a Taurus thing," like what
Ah,
you
like
and your
we
friends
know.
do.
That's why you guys were like,
Yeah.
oh.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it got to a point that he got so pissed with me.
It's like, I get it. We do the same. Jeez.
Like a joking pissed or like he was really pissed.
like
I mean,
joking.
it depends on the
I've
day
never
when-
seen him actual pissed, so I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe
Just
he
joking
was.
pissed.
Okay.
No,
But it does get
you can
irritating.
be mad. It's valid to be mad.
Wow.
Okay.
I said, so
I
how do you
became
feel about that? I'm kind of okay, but not really, doc.
It became like ASMR.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay to be mad.
Yay.
Breathe.
Oh yeah, we don't actually believe in this, and we have, I would say, half jokingly said it in the pod with a few episodes back then that Michael is just doing this because of How did you phrase it, Michael?
Fuck.
Just
Is it like how did I say it?
B loves.
he loves.
Bitches love signs.
BLS.
Yes, sir.
Just love signs.
I mean, like there will be a case where just like a cold open where you just like meet a new person. Hey, you look like you like as you do.
Yeah.
Like that's such a Taurus thing to do right there. What
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
did. And they're like no, but then they like you have
They
somehow
kind of think of it,
an
yeah.
internal encyclopedia of the whole
The whole thing.
of the whole zodiacs. And actually, my rising is this, and then
Yeah, I know that's what always happens. Every time someone like a close friend of mine always says like, "That's such a Leo energy," and I tend to be like, I tend to have very bad relationship with Leos.
Oh really?
Oh boy.
shout out to the Leo.
Well,
Yeah, like it's so weird because it
Any
has a
friends who
pattern.
are Leos that you know? Any friends?
Oh yeah, like one of my closest friend is a cusp.
Oh,
Like,
Casper.
Casper.
yeah.
On the edge.
Is it
The
Casper?
edge, yeah.
Oh,
Casper.
okay. Like half Leo, half Virgo.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
And then every
Casper.
time I hang out with her, I was like, "You're a Virgo."
Something's wrong
Okay.
with you.
Period.
You're a Virgo. You have no right to be a Leo, right?
That's a Leo thing. Oh yeah, Leo.
No, she does that exactly. No, but like I tend to have like bad relationships with them towards the end. Like we would be
Oh.
really close, and then
Okay.
suddenly something happens, and then it gets fucked
Oh
up.
shit!
It gets fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, with Leos. I don't know. It gets
Oh
fucked
my
up. It's not just one
Shots,
person.
shots,
I can
shots,
like.
shots.
I'm saying this because it happened to like more than 5 people.
GG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Damn, talk about
yeah.
reoccurring.
Right?
Yeah. So the names are Beep.
Just with 5 peeps.
If I actually have to beep a name from this episode, I'll just use her saying.
Do it. At the end, we'll just be really quiet, just like do a really
The sound bite.
A manual beep. I like that. You don't have to download those beeps.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I'll
like
use it in future episodes. It's called Marj's beep.
thanks. And then maybe when I'm rich, I have to like copyright.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
Copyright a beep.
She used my voice.
For 1 second.
It's not even 1 second. So
I know
you're
it's gonna be like even fewer than 1
Like
second.
half a
yeah.
Milliseconds.
Yeah. In the future, when you guys are like on the radio stations or whatever, I'll be like,
Oh,
yo, that's my beep. Yo, that's my beep. I cannot
On
believe
live
my
radio,
beep.
yo.
we have a
soundboard.
soundboard with a big like, buttons that just says
Marjo's
Marj beep.
And you know what?
Yeah, nah, I'm kidding.
If we reach that point in our lives, which I still am highly doubting, right?
I dream the
Wait.
dream.
You guys doing this for fun, like as a just a relaxing way?
Well, honestly, if you want to put it in a way, it did start off as a COVID project because that was the time when we were hanging out a lot, the three of us, during lunchtime, and we would talk.
One food court was free.
We would talk for exactly an hour, the lunchtime,
Yeah.
and there's still so much to say. So we're like, oh, we should just do a podcast.
so much to say. You guys
much
will
to
run
say.
out of
Pretty
topics.
much.
It's every day as well. So
Yeah, we meet like 5 times a week. That's
For real?
I go to work 6 times a week.
You guys don't get sick of each other?
now. Yes, I'm kidding. I'm
6
kidding, I'm kidding.
months. 7 months running.
7 months in. Feeling it.
No, not really, because I'm also the type of person that I can't stop talking. I'm very like, sometimes like my boyfriend said, sometimes he would just put me in front and let me do all the talking. Like that's
It's funny because usually that's how it works, like the compatibility.
that's why the
Diba?
compatibility. That's why it works for us.
Are you the one who orders for him?
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the
yes.
time.
Recently, though, I have been pushing him to like, order this for me and shit.
Go.
Oh, yeah. I think Marjo would be the perfect person to read the horoscope for then.
Actually, no. I want to rephrase my answer. No,
Okay,
sure. Wait. I actually now get what you mean.
Get what you mean.
Rewind my
Hello, hello.
Hello, and welcome back to
Hi, my name is Marj.
We're back.
Rephrase how?
No, now I get what you mean. Like, if I really believe,
Mm-hmm.
I think I just,
It was a hobby.
yeah. It's just like something to say, you know?
Yeah.
The
Like-
way that I put it before is I like it as a sort of, and I know some people don't like it, but as a sort of like labeling someone. So like, you know, it's not necessarily like you should be labeling people, but it's like a good, how would you say that?
It's a base.
Yeah,
you
like a base
It's one of
for
those things that
people,
you
yeah.
immediately.
And it's one thing
I
that
already know that person just by
everyone,
looking what he did.
yeah, pretty much. It's one of the things too that like people, even if they don't believe or they do,
Yeah.
they know about horoscopes. no
Yeah,
matter,
yeah.
Right? Like, it's a very basic topic that everyone could get into, and it could
No
be a
matter-
conversation starter sometimes.
It's
so.
true. That's true.
No matter how much the other person said, I'm not into it. But what you did was a really,
You know, that zodiac.
you know.
So in terms of believing, you like it more as with your friends because you guys talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
too, so
with my friends,
Mm.
and I also agree with you. Sometimes it's just my way of trying to comfort myself.
yeah, that
Yeah,
could be a
like oh
reason
my
to, yeah.
god, you get me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would go on
I
Instagram,
love it, yeah.
like Virgo
Uh-huh.
types, and then they'll be like, oh, you
The
know when-
quotes and stuff.
Yeah, those quotes.
This the
Like-
one.
You know what?
You're the only
You're
one
very
who get
caring.
me.
Okay, double tap.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I really love the which my friends are annoyed na sa akin. Because I always talk about the 16 personalities.
Oh.
Yeah. And I force them to take the test.
They haven't in all these years. They haven't.
They actually did. And
Ah.
most of my friends are introverted people.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but there are a few that are extroverts like me.
Mm.
Yeah, but I find it hard to be friends with. There's like this called sensors.
I don't know what that one is.
So
Beep.
and you know
Beep.
beep. No, it's like apparently like sensors are more focused on what's happening right now. They're more physical sensors, diba? Senses. They're more.
Oh, okay.
In the moment.
The
They don't
feelers.
Oh.
overthink. Feelers.
They're more reactor.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
react. Yeah, they do more.
Oh,
They're more
okay.
productive.
Yeah.
But the feelers, we tend to think before we do. So sometimes we don't get shit done.
Yeah.
Because we overthink, like, we're kind of perfectionists. About, like,
Would you say you're an overthinker?
oh yeah,
Or-
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
It's a Virgo thing.
It is, I think so. I
Yes,
think.
it is.
If you check my Instagram, like, my last post
Uh-huh.
was like, let me check.
Take a break right here.
We're gonna take a quick break.
We're gonna take a break right now.
Can you put the cafe music?
Oh, we do have that. Those are the only ones that I could remember on the top of my head.
To what?
We haven't even done the zodiac segment. This is
That's why.
great.
Why?
This is great.
It's hilarious.
Alright,
I'm
like
sorry. You know
That's fine. We
I
don't
love
get,
it.
We don't get your type now a lot.
yeah.
How is it like doing podcasts with other people though? Like especially the introverted ones. Like,
It really
this.
depends. It
They
really
go-
depends per person, and I think that's one thing that is good from me.
Oh, shh.
Yeah, keep it silent.
It's my family.
Oh, we are back from the break. But yeah, that is one. That is one thing I think that's like good with me and Michael is that even though the guest is leaning more towards introvert,
Yeah.
doesn't really want to speak, and we've had a few of those, we tend to like make it feel like it's a safe place that they could speak without oversharing because they're also scared of oversharing. That's the one
That's
thing
true.
that the guests are usually like
Scared.
worry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we could usually just talk them out, and sometimes we have games to cover those dead silence. So
yeah,
it's like
that's very thoughtful.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you never know what will happen in the moment. Like, what if this guest doesn't want to talk at all? Well, what the fuck do you do now?
So
Especially
It's like,
Michael
so-
Peep. Okay.
Especially when we ask those questions like, so how are you? Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a one-liner thing that you can't go
It's like,
or...
how do I go on from that?
We out.
We're done for the day.
But in a way, that's also like supposed to be a skill for us because we are the one hosting the podcast. So
Yeah.
We have
I'm
to
still
know.
practicing. I'm pretty bad at it.
you guys are doing good.
I feel recently
You're doing a lot, actually.
We're doing a lot.
Which is great for us.
I'm sorry, you guys can
No,
go with
it's
your
great.
It's great, honestly. I think.
We'll put you on hold and she's gonna do her thing.
So we usually read the horoscope reading for
Okay.
today for our guests, and since you are the first Virgo guest that we have.
Shout out. Shout out to the guest that's right beside him.
Beep, I guess.
Shout out to you in the future when you hear this.
Yeah,
Shout out to
as
the
you
in-house
guys.
as well.
Shout out to our in-house Virgo. It's finally your season.
Gang,
babe.
gang.
Yay!
But yeah, we are pre-recording this, so just know that it's not Virgo season yet as of now. But
It's
you know,
It's in our hearts. Just believe in
it's
it.
in our hearts.
It's the month that is.
Oh, don't say, don't say. So, Virgo, if people start to hassle you today or give you a hard time about your appearance, pay them no mind. You have the right to live your life any way you want. If that means you want to go around the house in a grubby shirt and sweatpants that haven't been washed in months, so be it. Basically, don't give a fuck about other people.
That's.
Coincidentally,
I know. No.
she's wearing a shirt and sweatpants.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like she's wearing
Grubby
like a
shirt
very
with a-
bad outfit right now.
No,
Dare you?
you're not supposed
I
to care.
quit.
That's it.
Watch
The
this.
guess is
I'm
out.
kidding. No,
Mhm.
Okay, sometimes with the readings, sometimes it's so vague that it can
Yeah.
apply to everyone.
That's
Right?
the point.
Right? That's the point.
It's the great point.
But we want what we want to believe.
Yes,
so,
we want to really.
So we want to.
I'm
believe.
gonna have a great day. It said I'm gonna have a great day.
If it does say the negative part though, we're like, oh, horoscope's bullshit.
Yeah. We choose when we want
Yes.
to.
Man,
Correct.
some people would like to hear like, you should not care what they say.
That
I'm
is
not
her
gonna give
reading
a
for
shit.
today. Don't care about what they say.
Recently, actually, I don't know if you remember me from back then.
The earliest.
How back?
How far do we go back?
Like the 19th.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
I think the earliest I would remember
Also,
you
we 5 years
is I was probably Samyok. You were
Yeah.
primary. I was high school. That's it. That's all I could remember.
And
I'm not really sure.
We used to go to Peep's house.
Peep's
Wait,
house?
do I beep that?
Oh my god! Actually, just say it
Just
because
say
I
the
don't
name.
know who it is.
There's the
I
man
know.
will be part now.
Who's house?
House. And you guys would have this dance rehearsal.
Oh yeah, shit.
Like with the Lose My Breath.
Yeah. Oh my god, you were there. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shout out to my old dancing days.
Gang, gang.
Like the PBG.
Yeah. Oh my god, PVG has not been brought up
Shout
in
out-
this podcast.
Pink Berry Girl.
Shout out to the members.
Shout out to the members. That was one of them. Also, the
I think
I guess.
I think
Yeah.
two of
Atiniki,
them.
right?
two of them has
No,
been.
yeah, three of them.
All three of them.
Yeah, I also listened to Atiniki's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so
Atiniki?
funny, oh. That was so
I
funny.
think
So excessive.
still one of the
Uh-huh.
top episodes, Sneaky's episode.
She keeps like her laugh. It's just
Yeah, it's
she's a
just-
Taurus, no?
No, she's
No.
a Gemini.
Oh,
Mm.
next to Taurus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
right next.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's why.
That's why.
So, can I read your
Re-
love matches of today?
Okay, go for it.
Your love matches of today are actually the Tauruses.
Fuck no!
Shit.
I'm out.
This goes the same for you, Mr. Virgo.
Fuck.
What the hell? Excuse me?
Yes.
Get the fuck!
And get this, your friendship matches are the Scorpio.
Oh!
Thumbs up today.
Actually, I have a very like good Scorpio friend,
Hey, okay.
Where?
but
Where?
not many people like this person.
That's
Oh,
why.
Okay, okay.
But the person is like
You understand
I
him or her?
like Actually,
You get
there's
the story.
like a couple that are like Scorpios. I guess like one factor of the being a Virgo is that we are like a chameleon, right? Like we
In a way, what in a way? Like you can
Like-
blend in?
yeah.
It's been
okay.
7 days. They've accepted me in the community.
yeah.
They have never seen me.
Oh my god.
I've been stuck to this wall for 2 hours.
Like then there's this another Scorpio friend also that like really believed in my photography. That I think I was just starting that time, and like this person messaged me out of nowhere, and we have no mutuals that we can really connect like in real life, right?
So just straight up
straight
message
up from
you.
social
that's
media,
great.
and then just like appreciated my photography and invited me to take photos. But back then, I think it was like 2017. I was not confident at all, and I have
Were you
this
just starting 2017? I feel like you've been long
I
enough
swear.
by then.
long enough, but that time like it was just like I wasn't accepting payments. I wasn't like
okay.
because payments are like a different thing, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
more expectations, right?
What is it getting for
And
popularity?
then-
No.
He this person like invited me to the shop and to take photos, but I have this very toxic personality back
Oh
then.
wow.
No, yeah,
Okay.
like
Wow.
I
Back then, right?
Back then,
Okay,
back
okay,
then,
good
back
job.
well now it's
Ooh.
just I improved.
Okay.
Improve the toxicity.
Yes.
Self-improvement is the best.
Exactly.
I'm better toxic now.
Yeah, exactly. You're better at being toxic now. That kind of upgrade.
Positive, negative.
Optimize.
I'm a good bad person.
I'm the perfect bad person.
But I would say though that sometimes that is better because I have been a blogger for a while now, at
Yeah.
least like 5-6 years, and usually like
Shut up.
because Macau is very small, and normally I don't blame this on my friends, but normally your closest friends are not really your best supporters. That's the one thing that I've learned being a blogger. And then, but because of this, if you do keep an open mind and don't take it seriously, you would have people reaching out to you. So I've had like random, like I don't want to say random, but there are people sometimes that I've had a friend, a Chinese girl who was very into makeup.
Okay.
No connection at all.
Really?
She messaged me through Instagram, and we're still friends until this day. And I feel like sometimes that connection is way better because you never know what you could, who you could meet. We also had a few with the podcast as well. Like we've had people message us about the pod that we had no idea at all that they were listening. So that's like,
Really?
yeah.
That's so nice.
I feel like that's great
That's
as
weird.
well.
Well, totally unexpected. Very
Totally,
weird.
totally unexpected. So.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. It's just so out of the ordinary.
Yes.
Wherever you are.
It's like you've lived a like life where it's just like this is basically every day now. Suddenly that just happens. It's just like what?
But we take it in good heart.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
That's why I appreciate. It's great.
It's just
It's so out of the ordinary.
not expected.
Yeah, you
right?
did not expect at all.
I can't react to it yet. That's just glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, like this person has been like this Scorpio person really, really. I think I would say one of my mentors. This other Scorpio
Oh,
friend.
that big in in
Yes,
your career
yes.
thing, huh?
Like I remember, like he told me, like the way you dress actually is one way of self-love. Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want people to respect you, you need to respect yourself. Like example with these little things, like the way you present yourself, like invest on your self-care, like your clothes. You would want people to respect you, So
Look at Michael, no respect at all.
I purposely dress as a slut. Let me put that on quotes. Purposely.
I will give you my Virgo reading. It's yours.
It's yours today. And since you're giving it to him, we're gonna talk about the Taurus.
Yeah, why
Nice.
not? Why not?
Give the Taurus reading.
Okay.
I hope it's also similar.
Maybe.
Don't give a shit what they say.
Are you ready, Michael?
Take everything into heart.
Let yourself go into creative mode today, Taurus.
Okay.
It's similar.
Drift into a whole other world. Escape your present reality and explore your fantasies through artistic endeavors. Dream as big as your mind will allow.
My fantasies are not safe.
I don't want to. Oh my God, Michael!
Not safe for work.
I don't think it meant that. fantasies, okay?
You say the word fantasy and you already know.
I already know what's happening.
Oh my god. And surprisingly, the love matches, even though I said earlier that we're not really compatible with them, are the Capricorn.
Oh, the Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn.
I don't know any Capricorns.
Legit, our first
Yeah.
two guests are Capricorns, my god. Did you just forget?
Mm-hmm.
You were like, yeah.
And I
our-
just messaged one of them just like earlier.
Oh my god. And our friendship matches are the Leos. The Leos.
Boy.
Just
That's from the
I'm kidding.
Virgo, by the way, not us. Okay, I just want to
I'm just
clarify.
the Virgo with the rising Leo.
I know.
That's such a
Oh my
paradox.
It's us life is.
But can we talk more about your
Your photography?
Oh, yeah.
like, journey? Because I
Would you say
feel-
you're a successful photographer?
Oh my god, midlife crisis.
Oh, yes, I got her.
Trigger word.
Success.
What do you mean success? I'm just kidding.
Let's gauge your succession rate.
I think I actually
Mm.
I don't know if you guys remember, but I had like a solo exhibition last year.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
think
did.
it was
This is
around
why I brought up
December.
successful. Like, you know,
It's such a
It's-
flex to say that, girl.
because it's like a
come
bucket list thing to do as
Yeah.
as a
As a
artist.
Yeah.
I also had I have a
Exhibition.
Twitter before. I used to like always rant on my Twitter, but usually it's like my notes to myself. So
Ah.
I think it was year 2017 or 2018.
Oh yeah, you
I said
you reposted
like
One day.
dear everyone, the
Mhm.
future Marjoline is inviting you all to her
Oh, to my
solar-
future
Yeah,
exhibit, right? Or
exactly.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Because when I was like 17 or I don't know 18, I always dreamt of having a solo exhibition when I turned 25.
Wow.
Yeah. But then
Damn.
last year everything was so unexpected. COVID happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was really depressed because I think extroverts we find it hard too, right? Like we need
I
people to
did.
surround.
I did.
Sometimes
Yeah.
like to
Mhm.
go out, even traveling. You know,
Mhm.
it's like
Mm.
good for our mental health.
Yeah.
And then I was doing my internship before I was gonna graduate now, so I didn't have any internship. Like mostly the companies would need like a fluent Chinese speaker, right? That's
Mm.
one
Oh,
of the
really?
things. Yeah.
Even for photography?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You have to
Oh my
contact
God.
with everybody.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that really made me depressed too, the language
Yeah.
barrier. So I told my professors, you know what, like you assign me wherever, I don't give a shit. If it pays low, it pays low. It's just 1 month internship.
Okay.
So it's
1
like
month.
No, it's not that
yeah,
bad.
it's not like 6 months,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
It's like
Oh,
USJ
okay.
internships that way.
It's
so
all-
really weird.
So
Yeah.
USJ is 1 month?
yeah.
Holy
It's
shit,
funny.
I didn't know
It's so
that.
funny.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
My internship was the timing for it was so funny because I think it was the Philippines trip. It was already pre-planned way before internship was a
Yeah.
thing.
And then you suddenly had
And then
internship you didn't know?
they said that our internship is at this time. And I'm thinking, why does this feel like something important in that day?
You're on the airport leaving.
Oh
like,
shit.
I'm missing something.
In the walk later, like
I think I have internship today.
with the
Shit.
luggage. With the luggage pack.
Literally.
Something's
Am I
wrong.
missing something? In the walk later, that was he's trying to go back to his life. Like
Walk back.
irreversible.
Can I leave the microwave oven?
And then when did you have the exhibit? Like you were still in university, right?
How did it happen?
I was kind of finished. I just had to finish some subjects this year to catch up with the.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Oh,
like so
correct.
I was saying that I told my professors just assign me wherever for the internship, diba? And then they assigned me to this like startup like a travel company called
Company?
Follow Me Macau.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do follow them.
Oh, you don't follow?
They told me to.
The name says
It says
itself.
follow me.
I read the name.
I got the instruction right. I read, you know, Marj. How dare you?
And then so.
No, I used to manage their IG.
Oh, shit. I didn't
yeah.
know that. Okay.
I was doing the internship, and then I was doing some very basic graphic design.
Mm.
So it was not so related to photography, right? But like, I talk a lot. Like every time.
Michael's like, yeah.
Instant reaction.
No shit. You're hosting for us.
At this point.
I don't want to. I don't want to like stop you or anything.
No shit. We didn't get to do our segments today. I'm kidding.
It's fine. We're done with our segments.
I'm kidding. No. So yeah, I talk a lot. So my boss is quite quiet. But he also talks sometimes about random topics. So I would be like doing graphic design, and I would be like, oh, I actually do photography while doing the graphic design. And here are my photos. Like, if you want me to help you post some photos from Follow Me Macau,
So
I
you
could
showed
help
him
you.
like a portfolio.
Yeah,
or...
like out of nowhere, like parang very casually.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then after I finished my internship, after a month, the wife of my boss messaged me saying like I'm actually a curator in Macau. I'm an art part of the artist associations called the shout out to the Dej Marias Association. So supposedly they were supposed to like get a photographer from abroad, but COVID happened, right? So the borders are closed, but then the project was already planned and they need someone to exhibit. And then my boss like just casually told her like, oh, I have this intern, she really takes good photos, maybe you could like help her. And so when she messaged me, I was like, do you want to be part blah blah blah, and said yes, and then she didn't reply for a minute.
I thought it was like
Ghosted.
For a while she didn't reply. And then suddenly she came back to me again saying like,
how long is this while, by the way? Like how
this
how
was
many...
like September, and I was supposed to like do my exhibition November. So I had like, what the fuck? I had like,
oh
months.
shit, yeah, that's
too
go.
much. Like that's why like, oh, take photos, like I was quite pressured. But anyway, at first they didn't reply nga, right?
How long was it?
It was quite a while.
Like a few days.
Like a week.
When
Straight up week.
After I said yes, I was like, did I say the wrong answer?
Should I have said no?
Was no the right one.
You should have let them.
And then we met up. We had a talk. They were like really, really nice people. Like really like. And then I just talked about how I started photography, how I love photography, doing portraits.
Yeah.
And then so every week we would meet and come up with plans on my concept. And every week, every time we meet up, I'm depressed.
Wait, why? Wait, what the hell?
That sounds very like artistic, like an artist thing.
No, it's true.
Weekly depression. Oh my god.
It was like around the fourth time we met. My curator, she already straight up said like, look, Marj, I'm not your therapist, okay? I'm here.
Oh shit.
No, I laughed. It's true though. It's
Yeah.
true though.
It's
Like we
strictly
need
business.
some work done. She said
Yeah.
like it's about time. We need some work done. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I think too much in my head. I live in my head. It's time for my body to do something. Like you can't always live in your head. So I actually Cholo became part of my exhibition.
Shout out.
Efina, shout out to Efina. That's how Efina and I got close to, and then my friends. Actually, that time it was
So
like
all the models were your friends and
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Shout out to the two that are.
and like you guys saw also the nude photography with my best friends.
I actually love that, by the
Yeah,
way.
thank you.
I really do.
And yeah, I got to present them, and they were like, "What the heck, Marj? Like, how come you never showed us this nude photography?" I was like, "Oh, because it's nude."
No. This is
I'm gonna
work.
show you
It's
my-
Why would I show you like, "Hey, look at this pussies," you know?
surprise.
Hey, you can create an OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
I really thought it was like not exhibition worthy, I was really putting myself down.
Did you think it was too vulgar or something like
It's
that?
not that it's too vulgar, but it's just that I thought maybe they wanted something new, like something.
Something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't stop. So they didn't give you like a theme or anything, right? It was basically all up to you to what you're gonna present.
We need something to pop.
We need something to kind of relate to Macau. So I think the theme it became like how I see the people, my surroundings.
Okay.
Yeah. And the exhibition is called Marjolein Estrada's standpoint,
Mm.
because Estrada in Portuguese means street.
Yeah.
So it
Oh
comes
yeah,
back.
your name works well.
Yeah, exactly. Because every time I had
So
like
the
a
Portuguese will be
very
confused.
Street standpoint.
Street
yeah.
stand. So that's your name?
Every time I would walk the street, last year I was full of hatred.
Mm.
I think you guys could relate to this. Like we get stares sometimes, don't you guys feel that?
Stares like from other people.
Yeah, like-
of course I
like-
forgot that
I'm a
now.
chameleon.
Yeah,
It works
like-
well.
Unnecessary stares.
You don't see me.
You don't see me. John Cena. My time is up.
I would get this unnecessary stares. It's not just me. Like a lot of us, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a bit like it's like racist, kind of stares.
It roots from racism, but I do know that
What did it
recently though, even the ones that, because I am joining like a dance studio now,
Yeah, yeah.
and 90% of them are like skinny Chinese girls, and I look very different from them every time we're in a lineup. Okay, I'm also like shortest. Like I'm not the shortest, but I'm very short. So like I look very different. You look at the lineup, you see me like popping out there.
She's the
is
lead,
good.
right? She's the lead.
Which is good.
But sometimes, yes, you take it as good. But also sometimes there's just like these days when I feel insecure. And, I know that they try not to see it in a racist standpoint
Yeah.
as well. Of course not anymore. Not compared to like the traditional ones.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say.
And start
But
spitting at you, kicking you.
before, I mean, like when I was younger, I
traditional
feel,
racism.
yeah, I feel like when I was younger, there were more of those like racist
Yeah.
people. But now I think it's less, or at least they just try not to say shit.
Yeah.
I mean, did you get any people saying stuff to you or what?
It's just that I encountered a lot with my family. For example, we were like in the Venetian, and we had a car park, right? So we had to go to elevator going down,
Yeah.
and we were lining up for the elevator, like really lining up, and then suddenly like there's a family that came behind us saying, like, you guys need to line up at the back, and then the front family in front of us saying, yeah, go back at the back, and we were like, we lined up,
Yeah.
and then take note that
That's pretty bullshit.
take note that I was with my 6-year-old brother, like encountering this thing. So, I had so much hate. Like
Yeah.
in your freaking own home, you are treated this way.
Yeah.
When you went with the rules. You were disciplined. You lined up.
Well, did you go at the back of the line?
Yeah, we did eventually because they
Oh,
were
that
really
sucks.
shouting at
Yeah.
us. So, and I didn't want to just like put any more pressure. So ever since that time, I had so much hatred. Like that every time I walk on the street, anything that is unnecessary stares, I would take it personally.
Do
I
you
agree
look back?
with you.
Do you stare back?
No, I've learned to stare back.
Ah, okay.
Because before I used to be like a sorry ass. Like every time I would say sorry for literally everything.
Oh.
Actually, thanks to my Leo friend and
Well,
my
shout out to the Leo friend.
yeah,
Shut
not
up! Stop saying,
Yeah,
stop saying
like-
sorry. Shut up!
seriously though. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't say
She-
sorry.
yeah, exactly. Like she taught me how to like stop saying sorry for the things that you shouldn't even be sorry for. And I've learned to also like stand up for myself. Like
Of
for
course.
example, like there are Filipinos in Macau that would catcall you. Like
Oh, I
my
forget
god.
that now. Down
In the
our place,
Philippines,
actually.
I can't do
street.
it, so.
Actually, in Namsan,
Yes,
Like,
sir.
just down our place,
like
by the way.
near the frozen.
Like when 10
I mean, you live right by us, so you also
Yes.
know the same area.
the same people.
That's
do.
why I try to avoid passing there instead
Me
going to
too.
Subway.
Oh
You go
my
around.
God, yes. I know.
Anyway,
My bad.
I've learned to like stand up and say like, sometimes I would say like, ngayon ko lang nakakita ng maganda, parang gano'n. Like,
Oh, yeah. Just
but
in a way to like.
yeah,
give
to
them-
like instead of being aggressive, you say it in a kind of humor way, which my Leo friend taught me.
Sounds like a Leo thing to do.
So yeah, that's why it became like a strata standpoint. Like just like what I experience in the street when what I'm seeing. I think if you see my IG stories, I always take pictures of the sunset or the trees.
What I see is when you take stories of your puns of the shop names. That's
yeah. I used to
that one I like.
Yeah, that's the one I see a lot.
That one I remember.
But don't know.
Now I'm like I grew up.
Sure.
No one ever grows out of that.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna be like your back pocket. Kind
Yeah.
I got this.
Psych.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's called strata standpoint. So I think my lesson from that exhibition was, if you're really passionate about something, if you're a vlogger, if you're a gamer, you don't know when you will meet someone that would have a good connection. Like just, you know what, casually just say it, you know, like don't keep it in the parang, why would you
that worked really well
seriously
for you. The fact that you didn't even know, you were just talking casually and then
exactly
boom.
Surprise exhibition.
Right?
Exactly.
God,
like the fuck?
God.
That's like 3 years earlier than I expected. Because 25 lima yung goal ko.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
If you like did it before your goal.
Yeah. I saw this on
That's
TikTok
such
too.
like I got this. Goddamn, I got this.
I got this.
Michael talking about a girl. Okay, and then
I got.
I did it.
sure.
Beep.
So did you see in TikTok?
Yeah, I saw the same like situation on TikTok. Like this guy was just helping sa art exhibition, like just, you know, like nailing paintings. Parang they're just setting up, right? And then he really liked this painting and he said like, I really want to meet this artist, blah blah blah, like out loud. And then coincidentally the artist was like
Right
passing by. And he was like,
Me?
Putting up his own painting as well.
you like me?
Wow.
You like this? I made this.
And then ever since that, the artist invited him to to live with him in, I think, Berlin.
Yeah, okay, and then
To live with him, like they
Very
said,
artistic
he has a guest room. And then when he went to that place, I think it's Berlin. I'm not sure, but I think it's Berlin. And
did he become like a mentor to him or something?
Yes.
Like, oh.
and apparently
mentorship.
his room is a mansion to himself.
Gee.
That's a guest room.
Oh wow.
And ever
Bruh.
since they were working together, like art collaborations, and that's why, like, I believe, like, don't just voice it out, even if you're in public.
Yeah.
That always worked for me.
We're walking.
I'd like to be that famous person who made this painting.
You know we have a podcast, right? We have a podcast.
No, maybe
Not
that's
a
why
podcast
they're.
we made, man. We made it.
No, maybe that's why they're catcalling. They're trying to, you know, voice out their.
Oh my god!
They're proud
Give them a reason.
Hey, catcalling 101.
That's like wrong manifestation.
I know.
So
Don't
catcalling
give
is
them
right.
Like,
a
I
reason,
want that girl.
okay?
Hey, mom.
Let me get your number.
They got it all wrong.
There are sometimes though, like with the catcalling. I think one of the funniest one was I was waiting in Sarhame for him actually. I was waiting for him. These two like Filipino guys passes by, and then they were like, "What did they say? Dalagang Filipina." Yeah. I'm like, wait, dude, I laughed so hard. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh wait, I'm turning red for you.
It was just so funny. Like I didn't even feel offended at that point because it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like
That actually happens.
that's like cringe.
Yeah, it was very cringe. And then the recent one I got, it wasn't really a catcall. It was I was going to work, and it was one of those first days of summer, so it just started getting hot, right? So I was wearing a sando, spaghetti strap. I had the jacket for the office, of course, but on the way I was just wearing the spaghetti strap. And then there was this guy, two guys in front of me. I thought they were looking at the tattoo, and maybe they were looking at the tattoo because I did have the big one. And then they went up to me. They're like, "Ikaw po ba si Katie OTD?" I'm like, wait. This is so weird. Like, imagine, like, two.
They straight up said your whole username.
KTOTD was the weirdest
The
thing because
blog
I've
name.
never had that in my life, not even with friends. So it's like, it's
Can I get your signature?
Can we take a
God they didn't
photo?
ask Okay, there was no photos, there was no signatures. Thank God, because I wouldn't know what to do. We're like in a tight MT4 bus. I'm like,
Oh,
like
MT4.
what? Yeah, it was. I was going to work. It was just so weird because I've never had people straight up come to me and ask if I'm KTO.
Yeah, specifically. Straight up the
Like the username, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Are you Taurus Thing Pod?
We've had that too.
Oh yeah, you guys were mentioning it earlier.
We actually a few weeks ago, our guest Stephen, we saw them on the way walking home. Me and
Yeah.
Adrian. We saw Stephen with another friend, and then they were like, Taurus Thing. I'm like, okay. Like,
That's us now.
yeah, pretty much. I guess that's us. I don't know.
But it's a kind of nice feeling that even
Recognized.
yeah, to have a, I mean, it can be perceived as a catcall, right? But like the fact that it means it's working, your social media.
Whatever
is
you're
working.
doing is working.
Yeah. That it's.
I do have
I
the.
forgot that it's a cat call.
Well, we started off from a cat call though. So
To be
yeah.
cat called using your username.
How were you catcalled though? Besides was it the way they stare, the way?
Well, that one specific, those two guys that said the KTOTD, they were staring at me for like a good 5 minutes at first.
So
It was so fucking awkward. I was staring at my phone to not look at them.
They're like on their phones, like, this the one.
Right there, she's the
This
one,
the
right?
one.
She's there.
This the one.
You gotta look at
Oh my god!
She's got the same tattoo. It's gotta be the one.
No, I know, right? It's so much more like distinguishable now because of the tattoo. But yeah, like so that was. But I think that one wasn't as bad
Yeah.
because in the end it was like, oh, okay, I guess, and they didn't do anything more than that. They were just like they said hi and then they went down the next bus stop after that. So I'm like, okay, fine.
Oh, okay. That's
That's
I
so
thought
awkward.
they would
Yeah.
say something else. I was like, hi.
But I've had like
It's an
straight
awkward
up-
look away.
Hi.
just
like
I forgot it's a full bus.
It's a full
They go back to
bus.
staring.
It was a full bus.
Back to start checking the phone.
This is the one.
That's so weird. But I think the worst ones I've had are the ones that like try to go close to you. I hate those.
Oh, I've never
my
had
God.
that.
You've never had that? Because I'm like really short.
Yeah.
So, most men are taller than me. There would be times when I'm wearing like not really something that shows my cleavage, but sometimes you just can't stop that,
Yeah, of course. Sleeveless is like.
Not even sleeveless. Like even sometimes my T-shirt that has like deep cuts. Sometimes you just can't cover the cleavage. Man, it happens. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Why are you laughing?
He's relating.
Michael's like,
God damn it.
I have that too.
It's like, damn it. I feel attacked.
No, it's because I remember that meme of the the school rules of like no showing of nape or something.
Yeah,
Or
the
shoulder.
the
Yeah.
décolletage.
Or I forgot that something. And then there's that image of that guy with the shades and he's biting his lip because it's just a nape.
Oh my god, no.
That's what it triggered that in my head. My bad.
Do I look like a guy biting my lip too or something?
Well, the cat callers.
The meme triggers.
Oh yeah, so I've had guys who are like way taller than me. So as I walk by them, they start staring at my cleavage. Like they follow
Oh my
my
gosh.
movement. I'm like, that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like,
Jeez.
Yeah, well, natural men thing.
it's gotten less over the years though. I would
Yeah.
say that I had that more
Hashtag me
back
too.
then. Yeah, hashtag fuck you.
They're
Michael.
afraid now.
They don't want to be part of that no more.
Oh my god.
Yeah, became less.
I would say it became less and maybe I don't know.
Do you think
I
it's
Like
I don't know where I was going with
sexism.
maybe because of COVID?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because we're quarantined.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to social distance.
Yeah,
That's why.
like
They can't look.
now they have to see
like-
it from afar. Like,
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart.
Hey, you.
Are you 6 feet away from me?
and they don't cat call anymore. They
Yeah.
cut loudspeaker like.
Oh my
Hey!
The megaphones. They're using megaphones and shit.
Yeah. Shit!
Oh my god. So dumb. Well, are you working now though? Like in the whole like photography?
I am. I was gonna say this. Like I actually feel like I don't want to do photography anymore.
There it is.
It's so controversial.
That's why.
That's the head title.
Oh
Just
my
kidding.
god.
I quit
I quit
photography.
photography.
Okay, I'm gonna put that as a
I don't want to do photography.
What the fuck? Why?
I know, pretty much.
Fucking screenshot the title and then send to you. Why? What did you do?
And everyone was like,
And your
what the
first-
fuck, Marj?
Then you should have like, did you listen?
Yeah.
Psych!
I like that.
Bitch!
That's pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good.
the wrong title.
Oh my god. Yeah, so-
no, what I mean by that is that, because you know how you did vlogging as a way of your free time when you have no work, diba? Sometimes. Now
it started
that,
like that.
It started like that, right?
Yeah.
It started like that for me too. But now that it has become my work, it's not my
Yep.
free time anymore.
You don't. Do you,
You know
feel
what I mean?
the
Yeah.
same level of passion with it from before? Because I have struggled with that, where sometimes I feel like, shit, I should do a video again. Because I used to do it weekly. I used to do my vlogs weekly.
Oh, yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, I felt so burnt out and not creative anymore in that
Yes.
sense, that I was like, yeah, I don't think I should do this
Anymore.
Yeah, well, I lessened it first, and then I went through like I think it was a 3 month of not doing any videos at all.
Hiatus.
I did take a hiatus, but that was also because around the time my dad passed. So
Okay.
yeah, that was around the same time as well. So I really had to take that break. And then when I came back, I was like, maybe I'll do like a monthly thing, and I feel like it's working the best for me so far. It doesn't get the most views, but you know what? I enjoy doing it. Like
Yeah.
this, so
It's your project.
so would you say it's the same for photography? Like.
Yeah. It's
Before.
not that, like, okay, would you define a photographer? You first, Mike.
Well,
Go.
sounds-
Michael.
Wow.
Mike.
Yikes.
I saw my
ended
mic.
I
weird.
wasn't sure what
It's
your
like,
name is.
ooh. Give a little weird tinge there.
Oh, but yeah, answer her, man. Answer her. What do you think?
Because I'm close with as Dance as also
Oh yeah, dance. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
dance.
fellow photographer.
Yes.
Yeah. Seeing him like do his photography, and once in a while like I just catch up with him, asking him what he's been doing. He says basically he takes photos every day or has a quota for every day. So I assume it's those a photographer would be someone who exercises that skill on the daily.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes
As
sense.
much as supposedly a hobby,
Yeah.
a professional hobby at that point.
Yeah. What do you think? Because I know because you do vloggings, which is kind of similar to, because you have to be mindful of the scenery, right?
Yeah. Well, before we also started, me and Adrian actually started with pictures, because I used to be a fashion blogger.
Oh yeah, he does photography.
Well, before.
I remember.
So he still helps me out now, but we kind of deviated from that, and I focus more on videos because I find that it's more interesting to me.
Yeah.
But for me, photographer, the most I could just say it is just artist, like artistic. So sometimes you do get the artist block from it too.
Yeah.
So, you know, some things just doesn't work. It's not the lens, it's not the camera. It just doesn't work. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
You
how
just
I
look at it and
see
just
it.
like, oh,
Right?
what have I made?
That's why.
That's I would say like exactly like the responses you guys said. Like I used to do every day. I think 2016 every day I would be out with my camera.
Oh.
And I remember. Do you know why I started photography, by the way?
Actually, I don't. This
Yeah.
was like I knew you since high school.
Yeah.
And then one day, oh, she does photography.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there was a flood. No, for real, but that's how
She
I
does
saw
those
it
things.
though. And then suddenly there's just a flood of a lot of people that we know that started photography, and
Yeah.
everyone had a photography Instagram account. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I guess it's a trend.
Yeah, yeah.
But in any of those that did start, you are one of the ones that stayed and
Yeah.
actually had an exhibition. So just saying.
I started
Mm.
actually. It's like something I was inspired. Like you do outfits, right? Before in your ate also.
Yeah.
Shout out to ate.
Yeah,
And not only them, many people did like OOTD.
yeah. That was a
And-
thing before.
Yeah, it was a.
That's why my name is OT.
So your second name is OOTD?
OOTD.
Are you related to OTT?
Oh wow.
I'm kidding. Yeah. I was saying that I always admired people who know how to plan their outfits. Like, who have good outfits. Like, for me, like, maybe for you, you think it's, like, easy. It's, like, whatever, you just put out the hangers. That's my outfit for tomorrow. But for me, it's hard. I have no sense of what is good looking. You know, like...
What matches.
Yeah,
and
what matches.
Yeah.
What, like... Some people can pull off a baggy shirt and a baggy pants and they look like, you know, like
cool. And
cool.
stuff.
Like if I do that, I look like Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg!
Dogg is cool though.
Shout out!
Shout out to Snoop Dogg. She's doing the what dance is that, baby? Oh my god, I forgot.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. And my friends, I think my the first model I took photos of was Nat. Her name is Natida.
Okay.
Shout out to Nat.
Yeah.
I would always take photos of her because she always had good outfits, and I was like, one day I was like, my friends work so hard putting makeup and putting outfit, and no one bothers to take the initiative of taking photos for them.
Okay, yeah, oh my god.
Like,
such a good friend, this girl.
Yeah, I really thought of
This
that.
girl.
Like, you know when you buy an outfit and you save it for that specific
For a
event?
specific event. Yeah.
Diba? It's like, and then nobody, you know, like,
Yeah.
nobody recognizes it. It kind of like, it's not that.
Not
it's
even
like,
that, like just you end
Man,
the
That's
event.
a good point.
You
Yeah.
end the day, the event, without any good pictures at all.
Exactly.
Like you're at the back, your outfit couldn't be seen anywhere. So you spent thousands, which I've done before, for this specific outfit,
yeah.
and it's
And
just...
no one commented on it as well.
Yeah.
Like no one
Yeah.
went up to you like, nice fit. Hey.
Yeah.
Nice OOTD.
Are you Kate? Oh.
Wow, stop.
So yeah, it started like that. I was like, you know what, like, I want to take photos of my friends. So I did Natida, Wawi,
Yeah.
Ateniki,
Mhm.
and Selena,
Yeah.
these people.
Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to everyone. Yeah, you basically
And
my
then,
IG feed.
Mhm.
And Fatima too. And yeah, like every time I take pictures of them, I learn something. And which is the confidence, because literally before I have zero confidence. Even if I present myself like well, if I can talk, like I'm very insecure. Like I'm very, very shy actually.
But don't you have to also be confident as the photographer? Isn't that also
Exactly.
like a... No, because like there are people who don't know how to pose at all. There are people who don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
to
that's
like let's
I'm one of
say
I'm one of them. I just stand there and say, how do I...
and in that sense, you do want sometimes for the photographer to kind of guide you to
This
do
is
true
stuff.
also.
So
Of course.
yeah, that is.
How should I pose? Just stand there!
Did you used to do that or what?
T-pose!
Never.
T-pose.
When I invite someone, especially non-professional, so mostly our friends, right? Like
Yeah.
our common friends.
You not professional friends.
They know it. They know it. Don't have to pretend.
But you guys are good.
You guys are pretty.
Not sure.
Great.
You guys are good. Anyway, I was saying earlier. Remember, I said the imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Michael?
That's where that's where it became handy. Like I know it's quite a bad thing, but you have to kind of do it. I was very nervous actually. Every time I take pictures, I didn't know what I was doing, but I had to pretend like I knew, because if I was nervous, the model would be more nervous.
Yeah.
Because like, where would the directions come from
Yeah,
if we're
true.
both nervous? What do I do? I don't know. What do you do? You know what I mean?
I don't know, you tell me. What do you mean? You tell me. You tell me.
Exactly. You know, Spider-Man.
Very much. Everyone's just like,
You know me.
Exactly. So ever since I just needed to fake it. You know what? Like
Yeah.
Fake
I will
it,
do
fake
it. And my friends would sometimes be annoyed with how chaotic I can be, because
oh really?
I am quite chaotic,
Ah.
like spontaneous, I would say.
Okay.
Like
That's chaotic.
Jump off the bridge.
What? You have to do it. It's gonna be a great shot.
I actually made Cholo dig the sand. It's a beach.
Oh.
No,
Dig the sand. What?
and I had to bury her there. No,
Get in!
it was part of
What?
You dig the hole. You get in. I'll pull you back in.
It was part of my conceptual shoot.
Okay.
Yeah. It was supposedly like me, Efina, Sarah, and Cholo also helped to dig some hole, and then so that Cholo would be there. And I'm just so thankful kasi, and I'm also like, I learned about this now. You know, sometimes people are not prepared for how spontaneous you can be, you know, like you need to match their energy too. So I'm very thankful for Cholo for doing it still, you know, because it's a good outfit, and I had to like bury
Sand.
So I'm like,
It's
I'm very
rough,
thankful
course.
for Cholo and Efina because it was a lot of arm workout.
Yeah.
So yeah, why am I saying this?
Oh, but,
Wow, there's the chaotic part.
Oh, because
Imposter,
of-
spontaneous.
being
yeah.
spontaneous. Yeah.
You
Sometimes
Match
you need
energy.
It.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need it for the work.
Yes, exactly. So actually, I've encountered a lot
nervous.
of people who don't like me because of how I present myself. Like actually,
Oh.
Shout out.
like I don't know what's their sign, but like a close
What's their
Of
sign?
course.
Oh my god, I love
a
it.
close friend of mine, which is
Uh-huh.
a Leo, told me that at first, like, I mean, I look fake. And I agree now. At first, I was defensive. The fuck? You mean fake? You know, I was,
Yeah.
because Virgo can be quite defensive,
Yeah.
right? And then, as we bonded more, like, I kind of get what she
What they
meant.
meant.
Because we are naturally people pleasers. We just want to fit in. And the imposter syndrome is actually a way for people to be
fit in.
comfortable, you know? So I would go to these events, like for example, pool party, and
I know you are always there in pool party
Yeah,
and
and
everything.
I took pictures at Cubic, right?
Yeah.
Actually, like before the event always starts, I'm always anxious. Like my anxiety is like, the
Oh,
fuck?
really?
I just
It's
don't
big.
show it
I know until now.
That's a lot of people.
Oh,
until
really?
now.
Yeah,
until
I don't
now,
think so.
Energy's
yes.
over the place.
Yeah.
Until now. But then every time I go there, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You're the one holding the camera. Everyone will think you are the photographer. You know, like
At the end of the day, your photos
You
are
are,
getting
yeah.
shared.
Exactly. The reason why you're invited to this event because you take good photos. But the cause of the imposter syndrome was that I think you guys like have felt this na parang, am I really a vlogger or is this
I
an
mean, I would
architecture?
question myself, even with the pod sometimes actually.
Right?
I would question myself, but
It's
it's like
Quite the opposite. I want to do this.
that's what I like about you, Michael. So
I couldn't care
so
less. I just
chill,
wanna
so
do it.
free.
You like that kind of vibe?
this
Because I'm a very, in a way, I do overthink a lot, but it's
Okay.
mostly about myself. Like, I'm very critical about myself.
Mm.
So, like, I've been blogging for like 5-6 years, and until now, I'm not sure what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm not sure if even what I'm doing is good or not good. And I also do get into that imposter syndrome. I don't know how much, but sometimes you do have to do that, especially when meeting new people within
Yeah.
the same field. Like imagine, I've met bloggers from Philippines.
Mm.
Totally no relation at all. Only the fact that we're both Filipinos. We met through a group of bloggers.
Yeah.
So they come to Macau. We've actually toured them, even with Adrian.
Ah.
And I have to learn how they speak. And I have to learn. I'm also a people pleaser. So I have to like...
Girl.
Be pretty
Actually,
much.
yeah.
Best.
Yeah, technically yes. But I also have to like, even though I'm not 100% agreeing to what they think is correct, I don't say it in front of them. And then when they're gone, I'm like, I look to him, I'm like, you know that's not right.
you look at him and just do a
Yeah.
big sigh of,
No,
been a
it's
long
not as
day.
if I hated them. It's just like, that's how it works sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah?
I think it's the culture too.
Yeah, we also have the culture, I guess.
Differences,
Very-
diba? The way we grew up.
very much. It's different.
Very, very different.
Very, very different.
Yeah.
It shocks me actually. The real definition of cultural shock when like people from Philippines come here and then they
It's so different, and then you're not sure how
hold
to
up, let me
fit
catch
in.
up. What?
Yeah.
They go attack
Yeah, they're very
out there.
not that they can be mean. I would say.
I would say that we also look mean to them, but in a different way. Like, we just don't get it because for us it's
True.
normal. But
True.
if we do it to them, we actually seem very mean. So it's like it's so weird for me as well. Like when I learn what they think about us, I'm like, oh.
So that's what.
That's how we project ourselves. Oh shit! Like, you know.
Smack a bitch. You know, let's go.
I think at most we look like pretentious rich kids to them. At most, I feel like that. In general, if they had to say something bad about us, I feel like it always leads to something like that. But
True.
yeah, and we think of them in a way that they look mean or they're like savage.
We're just. I'm a savage. That's it.
Should we do a TikTok now?
A podcast TikTok. We're doing the arm movement.
You have to teach Michael though. Michael doesn't know shit. Okay.
I can teach you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Anything else you wanna ask Marjo though?
No, because it's to bring you back to the thing that you were mentioning about.
Yeah.
You don't want to do photography.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Which was the whole point. That's why I asked the question, do you think you're a successful photographer?
Yeah.
Not that you I don't know what's your definition for the ending of like, yeah, I did it. I've done photography.
Yeah.
Because as humans, we all like things. We all like a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then there are different attention spans between each person. So let's say like, yeah, I'm done with photography. Do you already have like a next, like, have you seen
What's
things?
next
Like,
after
what's
the next step?
yeah, what's your next hobby?
I was saying earlier that I don't want to be a photographer anymore because
Yeah,
I don't want to hold the camera anymore.
Legit, like just don't wanna hold it.
It's I think so.
Want to be a manager now?
I mean, I still enjoy, of course, but photographer, I feel, and I want to be an artist.
Like in what way though? Like painting or what?
No, still photography.
It's still
she's
kind
like,
of related to photography or
just
mixed media.
don't want to hold the camera.
Just don't want to hold the
Oh,
camera
okay,
anymore.
okay,
Because I have so many ideas that it's hard for me to accomplish because
You just
when I
do.
start doing it, I get bored. You know, like it's a bad habit. But I guess like
That's the human thing that I'm
it's-
talking about.
yeah, like
we all like so many things.
I know.
Exactly.
I know.
but it's something that I have to work on myself too. But for now, what I would say is I'm trying to aim to become an artist
Okay.
from a photographer. That's why I don't want to be a photographer anymore.
Mhm.
Not in a bad way, or like
Yeah.
dropping it, right? I just want to be
Maybe set it aside first.
yeah.
See what you enjoy this time, and maybe later on you'd enjoy photography again.
Yes,
I don't know.
exactly.
So you burnt. So you're saying you're burnt out.
Yeah, because do you know like you've seen one of my posts IG
Which one?
like I threw water to a model.
Oh, I like that too.
You saw
Yeah,
that,
I like
right?
it.
To a model. Shout out that model.
So at first I didn't think much about it. Like I just saw one of my favorite photographer. His name is John, and he threw a bucket of water to a guy model, and I was like, you know what? We could do the same to your bathroom, but in a different way, of course. More close-ups, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
But I like.
Ice bucket challenge.
Yeah, too late.
Too late
So
now.
late. But I didn't just do it for aesthetics. That's what I feel like in my photography, that I always wanted to have a meaning. For example, that photo actually, the water, diba, when you throw someone a water, it's like you want them to wake up. Like, hey, wake up to reality.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop. So this like friend of mine was going, like she just ended like a bad breakup.
Oh, is it
and-
the model? Is it?
Yeah, the
okay,
model.
okay.
And like she's starting a new life, you know, like she's happier now, like she's back to herself again because she stopped doing the things that she loved, and it's kind of sad to witness that. But I'm very proud of her, you know, like for like seeing these things and growing, you know, and learning from the experience that she had, right?
Yeah.
Like everything is an experience. So the bucket of water is like a symbolism of like
Wake up.
fresh start. Yeah, like
Okay.
wake up. It's time.
That's nice. I like
You're
that.
done sulking. time to go.
Exactly.
I really find it very amusing once you know the story behind, like
Yeah.
paintings and pictures like
That's why
that.
there's a
Like,
definition
it's
for
so
like
much-
each picture.
Picture. Can you take my picture?
We pray.
Oh my god.
Oh God. Oh.
Your
Like how-
Filipinos coming out.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why the saying of like a picture.
It's worth 1,000 words. Is that what you're trying to get into?
That's what she's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's worth an essay. In alternative words, if I want to be original.
Glad to help, Michael.
Credits. Credits.
But then the thing is, it's like, with that definition, it's like, where's the 1,000 words? I want to read the 1,000 words. I want to know the story.
Why are you
behind-
so literal? With
Analyst.
it? God damn it.
No, but think about it. Because like, it means this. But all you get is the photo and the title maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and then if it's on Instagram, you get the caption. But no story.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh my god. Well,
That's why it's, like, nice
what's
to
it
hear.
like being a photographer in Macau though? We've had one photographer before, as you mentioned, Dens. Shout out to Dens.
Photographer.
Yeah.
Dens.
But maybe you have a different view of how it is being a photographer in Macau. Like,
I think
You got the
Dens
stairs.
is more into landscapes, right? Dens
yeah.
is.
Well, he also
His
does
mixed,
short.
his,
Yeah,
his
it's
mixed
Oh
media.
yeah, mixed media. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
But
Whatever takes his fancy.
Because for me,
I do love his landscapes.
Yeah.
I really
started
love
out
how
very
yeah.
moody, right? Like
Yeah.
very such in the mood.
That's the...
He makes Macau look nice.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
That's why.
It's true.
In our gray landscape.
Yeah, in
Makes
our
it very
very,
neon-y.
yeah.
Taking photos in Macau is at first it was
Tungsten.
easy,
Mhm.
but then not to put other people down, but like ever since of course the creative community grew up, parang it became harder
To be different.
to be
Or-
different. Exactly,
To be
because the
original.
I would
places
say, yeah.
now are so common. You can see in the pictures,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we're also small, so it's like where else
Exactly.
do you go?
Exactly.
Hey
So-
man, as long as you take photo of the same picture, the guy who won like a large prize
I know,
of
right?
the
The
Is
Nat
it the
Geo.
Macau Tower?
No,
or
it's
the-
Grand Lisboa.
Grand Lisboa
Grand Lisboa.
From
Oh.
Royal
Surrounded-
Hotel.
Yeah,
That
from the
street.
slums, and then you see
Ah,
yeah
near Royal Hotel.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
area. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
that award-winning photo.
That was nice.
Just take that photo and you're a photographer, you know.
That
I
was
mean, yes.
it's like what I actually it's like I'm gonna give away like a tip that to
Oh, yeah.
For the young ones.
Yes,
starter outs.
when you
Wannabes.
go to a bus or when you're walking, like when you're not doing anything besides
God damn it.
don't take a photo, but like just be mindful of places. For example, in the bus, you're
Oh, you like
Diba?
look at the surroundings? and
yes,
shit? Oh,
diba,
okay.
you're not doing anything. Might as well use your eyes to stare at something.
Mm.
So every time I pass by, I was like, "Whoa, this spot looks like a good place to shoot."
Mm.
And I avoid tourist spots
Yes.
because for us we're sick of it, diba?
Yep.
Yeah, like
It's our
like-
sidewalk. It's like we're just passing by.
Yep.
Exactly. It's like kulang na lang mag peace sign, right? Like,
Yep.
like in front
A touristy photo.
in front of Grand Lisboa.
Oh, now it's the Korean heart.
Oh, true.
It's true.
That's true.
It's unfortunate.
That's the new thing now.
Yeah, like so to give away a tip, like avoid tourist places and find I would say patterns.
Patterns, like.
Patterns. For example,
Like that's the definition says.
the if
The
you look at
checkered.
Grand Lisboa, it's so boring, right? As a whole picture. But if you go close up to the details of the architecture and you make it as a backdrop, that's like a new set of perspective.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like I think I took pictures.
It's time for me to step in.
Arch.
Actually, yeah.
It's your time.
I can
Mr.
actually like
Architecture.
backpack over that.
Uh-huh.
For
Is that
example,
the right term for that?
I know, right? I was like,
Go,
Sorry.
share.
No,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I noticed like especially since Denz was starting
Piggyback.
out. Yeah, piggyback, there it is.
Uh-huh.
Because when this was also like getting more and more hardcore into it. Okay, let's move back a bit more. When I'm doing architecture, because like in architecture, how we're supposed to design things is like we need to look out like the general perspective, the detail, then back out in the general perspective. because of that, we started learning about like buildings as well. The interior. Okay, we're doing the interior. Now we got to go how it looks like the outside. Our professors made us go look around, like look at the top, look at the top. Ever since then, I've always been like looking at buildings like literally from top down. And then when Denzel started getting hardcore into photography, dude, have you ever looked up at buildings? I look at him with with my architecture in mind. I'm in. I do it like second nature now.
I have to.
I was trained to do it.
Because they do like people who design buildings have to make it look attractive to make sure it's like you don't get a boring skyline or in general like this building looks nice. Sometimes it's also feng shui related. Who's inside on the phone?
That's Michael flexing his architecture prowess.
It's speaking back to. But yeah, they do also like nice patterns things. To go over for the photography thing. It also does. If you look at the patterns right on the top of the buildings, it's a nice frame, top end frame for a photo. Which goes to the photography bit. And it's like, yeah, man, it's nice patterns,
Maybe you should try photography, Mike.
No, I'm okay.
Why not?
Color is not my strong point.
Color?
Do black and white thing.
Actually.
Just have to deal with contrast.
Grayscale,
That's
sepia
it.
tone. What else do you want?
Sepia, the vignettes. Vignette. But yeah, go back to you.
No, like the patterns itself, like it's a new eyes. Like for example, Star World, right? Like, what kind of that? It's like mahuhulog na yung other building.
I always explain it as, it's the hotel with like 3 layers that looks like Lego blocks. That's not.
That's
not
about
equal.
That's about to fall off.
And if you look at the patterns of the buildings, for example, you would like, you know what I mean? It's like, sorry, here. It's like.
I feel so sorry for audio listeners.
Or like,
she's showing a very.
This is from your
she's showing us
this is from your,
very zoomed in.
I'll show
Building
it in
photos.
I'll show it in the
Building
YouTube
photos.
channel. Don't worry. Can I
Alright,
I ask for?
timestamp is.
No, you can't.
It's
rely on
edited.
that. It's gonna be edited. So it's gonna be-
Okay.
Can I ask for non-copyright?
Yeah, you might.
So I don't swear to
Free use of photos.
You might copyright us, lawsuits and shit.
She might charge us. I don't know. I can't trust her.
I won't. Yeah, like that's my tip. Like just find in the buildings, the most common buildings, for example, the Venetian. Find a spot that it looks like it would be like like close-ups of Venetian, close-up ng wind. It doesn't matter if it's just like patterns of lines, it's still new to Macau people. We're not sick of it. Because if you building, diba parang, it's just
I know Venetian well enough.
Yeah, I know West Lobby. West Side.
They get like clock tower filled with vines.
Yeah, that's just my other. And the second tip that I will really, really tell other people that people hate me for.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
actually people hate me for is that you have to fake it to make it. Really.
No.
Like, you really have to fake it to make it. If you are a good photographer, no matter how good you are with the technical part of photography, if you don't freaking put yourself out there and sell yourself, you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Sadly, it is kind of true.
It's true, because I had people who always thought that I'm just talkative, that's why I get these opportunities. And I'm like, why don't you do the work then? Like, photography is not just technicalities. It's about being friends with people too, actually. You know, like, my models, I try my best not to see them as models, but as people too. I have to friend them. I need to gain their trust. Like, the fact that they're non-professionals, like, you need to make them feel like you're not using them, but you really care about them and you want them to acknowledge their own beauty. That's the second tip. Like, you need to care to do photography. You need to not stay in your home and complain about other people's work when you're not putting yourself out there. Because seriously, I don't want to mention anymore, but like, I'm not gonna mention it, beep. But like, people always complain. And I always tell them, then go out there. talk about it instead of complaining about what you don't get. Why you think like, oh, this person is not even good, blah blah blah. Look at that ISO is so high, it's so noisy.
Oh, okay.
Even if it's so high, it's noisy. At least they're putting themselves out there. You know, like no one will recognize you if you're on your own mind, your own house. If that's why I appreciate people who are like, as a photographer, I would say that their photography is like, the fuck, it's out of focus.
I love that.
The fuck, man, like, you had one job. You had freaking one job and it's not focus a model.
Okay.
It was like focus a lamp or something. The fuck, yo. Like, but I appreciate that they posted it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they put
I love it.
I put it in their story. You know, like, even if it's
You got
bad.
work to do.
Yeah, way to do it.
They went through
I
the
love the
first...
effort, but fuck.
Yeah.
At least they went through the first stage of fake it till
Exactly.
you make it.
No,
So,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know.
Like,
I did want to take the photo of the lamp.
The lamp was the original.
You should have.
You think you know everything. You don't know my story.
suddenly an
I love
add-on
it.
comments like, it was the lamp, Marj. It was the fucking lamp.
Marj, you don't get it.
Marj, check out her portfolio. It's just lamp.
That would be amazing. Oh my god. Imagine.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious. But yeah, like,
Fuck.
you see the
I'm so
portfolios.
I'm
like,
so tempted now to
you're
have
like,
A lampstagram.
Instagram.
Oh my god,
But like some other
Instagram. That's so cool.
you would see their portfolios and they're like Victoria's Secret models.
Just the lamp.
But just the
lamp is
lamps behind them.
And the lamp is the one unfocused. The model's doing their best to pose. And the lamp is the ones that focus.
Look at that lamp.
Bite
What?
that lamp though.
Why do you make it sound like a fetish? That's so bad. Oh
Why
my
not?
God.
I'm sorry, I don't perform best unless there's a lamp in the room.
But yeah, yun,
Mhm.
I really appreciate people who, even if it's not something so good to other people, they have the confidence to post it. Because I was like that. I didn't give a shit about other people. I would say I was, now that I look back at my like archives of the stories, I cringe at myself at
Yeah.
how now that,
Yes.
like, I post so much, like, nobody cares, Marj. Like, you know. But
How damn!
yeah. But like, that's what got me to having an exhibition, I would say. Like,
Mhm.
it's like an
Somehow it
accomplishment.
led there.
Yes,
It led
that
towards
not overconfidence. It's just like
Not
carefree.
overshare. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like carefree. Like, do you. Like,
Mm.
but now I've learned to be a bit more
Like,
lie low.
yeah.
Like now
Low-key.
I reflect more on what I post. So it's like another side of me that I want to grow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've
That's
already.
good, yeah.
I think I've grown enough in that exterior
Mhm.
part. Now I guess it's the moon part,
Mhm.
the
Ah.
Capricorn. Maybe I don't know. I'm just saying
you
something.
That was,
I'm an imposter mode, right?
yeah, he was like,
That's
there was
where
some
it's at.
there's some confidence there. I was
I'm
like,
just kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't take shit from me. I'm actually the one who took the photos of the lab.
you're the Lapstagram!
So that's why it was a secret account. Or
Shout out to the Lapstagram.
And then another thing that I also agreed with Kate said earlier was
Mhm.
that, yeah, strangers will be more supportive of you. Like, I had like people email me saying, "Dear Marj, and the title is gratitude." I was like, "Oh,
Whoa,
What's that mean?
okay.
What was this spam mail?
Spam mail, dear Marj.
And then she was like, "Dear Marj, like
Who was that?
ever since you took photos, I would just say it, yeah. Like ever since you took photos of me, like being a first time model, I got invited to a runway here in Macau and I received more opportunities, and I would always want to like thank you for that because you brought out my confidence and I got these opportunities
Oh, that's
to do a
nice.
fashion runway."
Yeah.
and I like parang overall like her point was because of our photography session, she didn't never imagine in her life that she would do a runway in the Venetian.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
So that really touched my heart. I actually cried. I was like, I'm actually not an imposter. You know, I was like,
you started as an imposter,
Yeah.
but then
Yes.
it ended good.
Exactly.
You helped someone.
And not only that, like what keeps me going before sa photography was the comments also. Like I'm
Of
like a
course,
sucker
of
for
course.
comments. I'm kidding. Like
Yeah.
Ate Nikki, for example, right? Like
Oh my
she
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so
Ganda.
yeah, like when I took photos of her in Maui in the City of Dreams, like she was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know I looked this good." I was like, "You were always that."
You always look good.
and then I realized like the way photography was making an impact on my friends, the life of other people. I said I want to keep doing this like until this year. I was like, okay, I've learned enough from other people. Now I need to focus more on myself now. That's why like
Okay.
I'm trying to know how to dress na. Like, you know, I've already observed enough how they dress, how they pull off like the baggy pants.
Yeah.
And my Leo
The baggy and baggy.
Yes, the baggy and the baggy, the Snoop Dogg.
West Side.
She's a beatboxer now. That's why she quit photography, man.
I mean,
my
beatbox.
my Leo friend told me that it's not the outfit, it's your attitude too. So,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah, Michael.
yeah, Michael.
I did say I purposely did. That is
sorry,
my
sorry.
attitude towards my
I'm
outfit.
sorry.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit. But yeah, it's the attitude too. Like if you dress well, but you're like you always say
Shitty?
sorry,
Yeah.
or like you're like you know like you're not sitting straight. Those simple things like it, you would not pull off any outfit. So that Leo friend, even if I'm not really fond of Leos, but that Leo really helped me with my confidence. So
that one different.
Yeah, there's always. There's always.
that one Leo.
There's
One.
they did that, but there's one exception person.
Yeah,
Exceptional.
pretty much.
Very exceptional.
And then I have a Virgo friend, my best friend. We're both Virgos, but she's an August Virgo. And
Oh, okay.
her name is Valentina, and she
Shout
studies
out.
about the menstrual. Have you heard about the Macau
Oh,
moons?
that one.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
she's her. Oh, I didn't
that's
know
her.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she taught me how to, you know, like about this period thing, like, you know, like initially in high school, right? We would hide napkins, diba? Like we would the pads. We
Yeah.
would be like
Going to the toilet.
napkin ka
Yeah,
ba?
pretty much. Like,
Yeah, Michael, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael.
Remember when I asked
Yeah,
you?
bro.
I needed spare.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Good thing I had one.
You always had me, dude.
God damn it.
Really?
That's true story though. Okay, I love you.
I mean, I don't know what's the man's like. I don't remember like shouting out, "Ew, that's disgusting!" God,
I know.
But it is
No.
a stigma though. Like
Yes.
girls tend
I think
to
it's just
keep
within
it.
the girls.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, but I have been bullied. Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh, really?
I have been bullied
Shout out.
in Samyuk before
Shout out
for
to being
having
bullied. Shout out.
menstruation.
For real?
Yeah.
Shout out menstruation.
Like,
Actually, yeah.
Technically.
shout out menstruation.
Actually, yeah.
Because it was that time we were just starting to have our period. So usually girls would have it around the average is like 12,
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
The wee
Which is
age
kind
of-
of early, no?
I actually got it earlier. I had it at 11.
Oh wow.
I also would joke around that that's the reason why I didn't grow my height because of
That's
that.
I'm already next stage, damn it.
So I got
Full
it.
adult now.
I got it quite early. I think I got it earlier than the girls in my class.
Yeah.
So back then I wasn't sure how to, really handle it. When you first get your regla, you don't really know how it goes, right?
Yeah.
So I had a napkin in my hand. I was about to go to the toilet, and that time was struggling on how you put on a napkin.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
because sometimes you could put it a different way, a different angle, and then suddenly you just make a big mess. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's easy to
Yeah.
mess up.
So
Okay,
I
she
wasn't
knows
sure
that
before on
precise-
how to do
oh, shit.
it. So when I would go to the toilet, it takes me a while
Hmm.
to just figure out my napkin. Maybe it was just a me problem. I don't fucking know.
There wasn't tutorials yet.
There was no
No YouTube
tutorials.
videos.
No fucking YouTube.
How to
WikiHow.
There was no WikiHow either.
how to position properly, not make mess.
Is that you typing?
I know. He's actually the one handling the Wikipedia.
Me, a man.
I believe.
So I
I
went.
believe you position it.
So one day I went to the toilet with my napkin in my hand. I didn't know that you're supposed to hide it. So I was just walking, and then these two guys from my
These two
class
fuckers.
that I'm still like sort of friends with, not close, but you know I still know them until
Shout
now,
out.
right? They started making fun of me. They were like, "Oh, mag-iisang oras ka na naman dyan." Like, like kadiri naman yan. You're gonna
They
like
actually
touch
said
your
that?
underwear. Yeah, they did. Like this is an actual
You're
true
gonna touch your
story
underwear.
thing.
Bro, how the hell do you piss?
I know.
Right?
How do you
I was like,
remove?
oh my god. But at
Do
that
you piss
time,
through?
but at that time, I felt so ashamed for it, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, I didn't even think that was a, it's supposed to be a normal thing back then. So, and then I had one PE time that my blood went out because
Yeah.
I didn't know I had, so I had a stain, and everyone like. The same group of dudes, it's just the same group of dudes, by the way. The same group of dudes was like, ew, yuck, like that type. So it was pretty bad, you know.
I can imagine
Yeah.
like those dudes get an injury and they start bleeding and everyone just starts shouting at them. Ew!
Sadly enough, they did not. They never got that same.
They were too perfect. I'm just kidding.
Well, they're not now. But
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm
Gang.
living my life now,
Gang.
by the way.
Look at me now.
So yeah, so your friend, she did start that. I did see that.
Yeah. How did you like
I saw that. It's kind of weird.
react to that? Like whenever they say ew or
Oh, I was ashamed. I was full on ashamed.
You would,
I
like,
was like,
run
I
away?
ran to the toilet. I saw that I had a stain, and I don't know how the fuck to take it out because it was my blue PE shorts, the blue
Rip.
shorts, and like I didn't have a jacket.
Let's
The
see.
PE T-shirt was short, so you couldn't cover it either,
yeah.
right? So thankfully, my best friend out of all until now, he had a jacket because he was in a way he was also
Did
shy. No, not him.
I'm not in her batch, so.
In a way, he was shy about his weight. So even in summer, he would wear a jacket. That was his thing. But he knew that I was having this issue. He actually lent me his jacket, so I wrapped it around my waist.
Oh,
And
that's
that's
so
how
nice.
I got through the whole day. But yeah, that was like
That-
I was very
That
embarrassed.
best friend is nice.
Yeah, still my best friend until now.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's like
Mm.
he didn't like find it like disgusting.
Oh no, he used to know my patterns. Did you know that, by the way? He used to know my
What,
patterns.
he wrote it down or
Patterns?
something?
What do you
It's
mean?
like he looks
You
at
know
the
how we
calendar.
have patterns like, oh, it's gonna be your time.
It's
of the month,
coming.
soon it's coming. He
Yes.
actually knew that. Like,
He was kind of
It's kinda
prepared.
I mean, it's pretty
Plus,
easy.
how do you even start? I don't even know how do you like. I know there are apps for it now, but
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right now.
How
So
does
imagine back
one-
then there was no app.
No apps. You just
Things
guess.
just happen.
Isn't
You know?
isn't it a 28-day cycle considering
Depends.
there are 30 days?
Not
in a
Depends.
month?
everyone has the same
Yeah.
cycle. But yeah.
Then how did they successfully?
Well, I was young
the
back
winds.
then.
It's like, rain's coming, the sky's getting
Exactly.
darker. That.
But
He just knew so.
your eyes are getting darker this time.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
It's the trailer.
It's
for-
coming.
Well, there was also
Skin getting paler.
there was no sex back then either, so everything was still regular back then. Everything happened at the same time every month.
Systematic
So,
roll.
It's like pretty consistent.
yeah, not anymore, but before.
Gets consistent.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's
Plan
like
B?
No, I did not take ever.
You-
Never took Plan B.
yeah, I think it's like okay to talk about it. Actually, like that's one thing my
We're
Virgo
adults now.
friend told me, Valentina, that
Mm.
like these things are like something that it's okay to talk about, like the period,
That should be no.
even
natural.
like
I think I did see it from your. I think you shared her post.
yeah.
I think she made like a video, right?
Yes.
Yes.
she
So
did.
I saw that video. I don't know her.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty like cool. And then I saw she was from Macau. I'm like, oh, we have this in Macau. I did not know that.
It's
So
nice.
it was pretty cool.
She taught me, like, you know how we tend to kind of blame ourselves when we have this period, like you, for example, you lash out on a friend and then suddenly you reflect and you're like, it's because I have period, that's why. But like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like invalidating our emotions too, to think it that way, that we put all the burden to us, blaming our period. So like my friend told me that, you know, like it should be perceived not in a negative way, like, you know, like whenever people say like, kaya pala ganyan ka because you have period,
have
it
period.
becomes irritating, right?
Yeah.
Like like it makes your emotions invalid. But yeah, like what she taught me was that during these days it should be our own time, you know, like it means like the moon, right? It's like more like towards ourselves, and when you release that, you know, the blood, it's actually a good thing because you're releasing those
Dirty blood.
yeah, which
Dirty
means
blood.
it's not something that should be perceived bad because your body is doing what it's supposed to be, diba? So yeah, like when she told me those things, at first I was like, how does this relate to the moon, you know? Yeah, like because she's also these
Kung Fu
zodiacs
moves
kind
are,
of
are,
like
doing,
the
are being
signs,
thrown around.
or the
right?
stars, yeah. And sometimes
Man.
it was hard to grasp what she talks about, but like
It's a good thing we learned biology. Imagine if I never learned. It's like, what the fuck
That's
are you
why.
talking about? What blood? What?
actually, she's
Yeah.
now like starting to give lessons at TIS to.
Oh, she's an actual teacher, or
She's like a substitute
Ah.
teacher, but like
Oh.
she does like
Period day.
give
Time to talk
classes
about
to
it.
like international schools, which I'm very proud of her because we always talk about like how she would execute it because it's a topic that she really loves and wants people to be aware, especially at a young age, right? Imagine like we could avoid bullies if and like if we educate men too that it's not
yeah,
taboo.
Michael.
She
Yeah.
generally pointed at me when she said,
I'm sorry. It's
Valid.
It's harder to
Valid.
It's so easy to point.
I know all about it. I'm good.
and I took that personally.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Michael.
It's fine.
I'm kidding.
It's just.
Well, we're nearly at
the-
2 hours. But
Already?
I'm sorry.
nearly
I'm
at
sorry.
2
Damn,
hours.
son.
No, sorry about that. It's actually great.
Finish
It's
what
just
you were saying.
Yeah. What was it?
My bad. Comedic timing was great.
To overall, I think to maybe sort of wrap up this podcast,
Yeah.
like one of the things that are made my photography career and also my life feel a bit more successful is surrounding myself with good friends.
No.
It's like if you notice every time I talk about, I always mention them, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
not only my Virgo friend, like
true.
I have a Virgo best friend. Her name is Marj, always supportive, always letting
Shout out
me
to Marj.
shout out to Marj Espinosa.
To the moon.
And also the Leo friend.
And the Leo friend,
Yeah.
yes, her name is Efina. She taught me how
Okay.
yes,
Okay. Shout out to Afina.
to be confident. So yeah, like
So I should cut off Michael from my life, right? To be better. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm not successful. It's valid. I'm not a great person. I'm not successful. It's a valid reason.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to point you. Imagine if I point to 8, it's like
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
just harder, man.
yeah, it was hard, yo.
Yeah, the gravitational pull.
I am
Oh my god.
I'm uncultured, I guess.
Oh yeah. I think you brought some pretty good points today, I would say. This is a very, very informative
Yeah.
as
So
well.
I'm sorry we didn't follow the segment.
No, no,
There's
no,
no
oh my
segment
god.
to follow.
Sometimes it's good that way. We did have
No.
people saying that it felt like we didn't have a structure, and honestly we like it that way. So.
Yeah,
It's more natural.
It is more natural.
I had like a good conversation. Like I had many laughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's good. Glad you enjoyed
As
it.
long as you enjoyed it.
Yep,
why
that's all
not?
we care about.
Yeah.
I had a good 2 hours apparently.
Yeah.
Can I take a behind the scenes though?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Like to
Well,
the
you-
story.
No problem.
Are you gonna like say some things or should I?
Sorry.
No, Michael.
No,
you
you're
wanna
gonna,
say
like,
our
what-
deepest,
when-
darkest secrets?
Like when
what
you're gonna
she
video.
described?
or you're gonna say, so this is the behind the scenes. We're here today.
Yeah, you guys, maybe I don't know. What do you guys want to say?
I mean, we're about to close it,
Oh,
so
yeah, that's what I was
could,
saying.
yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Michael
We're
is
close
getting,
with it.
I know. It's like, do I
Are you
record
getting
it now or?
camera shy or what? What are you
No,
doing?
I don't know if she started yet or do I start it now? She records or does she record and I started?
I'm sorry, Michael. I will say okay. 1, 2, 3, recording.
No.
Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
It's funny though because you're gonna start recording and I'm ending it.
Oh my god.
Just record.
Okay.
I'm just saying that. Are you gonna say anything while you're recording? You're already recording.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
That's the perfect one. Are you gonna say
Are you
anything?
gonna start recording or am I gonna start saying, oh?
Okay.
Thank you, take it away.
And with that, that's all the time we have for today. And as always, catch us next Saturday, 10 a.m. China time on your preferred podcast platform. If you're listening in from YouTube, please subscribe, like, share, and ring that bell button. You can also ask us anything or give us feedback by sliding into our DMs at Taurus Thing Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Again, that's... I'm out of breath.
Breathe.
TAURUSTHINGPOD on Instagram and Twitter. Do you want to plug in any of your
Oh yeah.
Lampstagrams?
Plug in anything.
Yeah, just check
drop
out
all
my,
the things.
my IG. It's
Yeah.
ephemeral pic. EPHEN. Yeah, you do them. You didn't smell it.
It's there.
Yeah, I couldn't smell.
It's fine.
And then it's your own.
I've never logged it in for 4 years.
True.
And my Facebook is Marjorie Estrada Photography.
Gang,
Okay.
gang.
If you need a photographer, don't find me.
I'm done.
kidding.
She's done.
I gave up.
I'm kidding. No, if you need a photographer for parties or whatever, I'll be there.
Wow.
Because
I'll
you're
be
gonna hire me. Cause
Yeah.
you're gonna.
True. You have to.
Very different when I'm hired.
Why did I say I'll be
I
there?
don't know.
I should say.
I don't know.
I'll be there. I'll just be there.
I thought that's how you wanted to say it. I don't know.
I'm there for the party. Not to take photos, just enjoy myself.
So creepy. I'll be there.
Oh, but if you didn't catch that, I'll put it in the links in the description. Also in Instagram. Should be tagged anyway. So there you go.
Thank you.
And with that, it's your boy MZ.
It's your girl Kate.
It's me, Dave.
And
Beep.
I love that.
This has
Nice.
been It's a Taurus Thing and we out.
Oh my god. Thank you so. I'm so fading.
Gang,
fading,
gang,
fading.